Okay, you should be hearing me now, I think, loud and clear. So, if somebody wants to give me a thumbs up that they can, you guys are on about a 8-second delay from me. Grumble Bunny, I think you're Ariana, and okay, sweet. Okay, yeah. You know, guys, what happens here is sometimes in computers, I'm trying to study and find out why this happens, but sometimes just settings seem to get screwed up. But I'm really hoping that tonight goes well. I definitely could use your feedback on the technicality of it. If it looks horrible, let me know. Not like colors or something like that, but like if it's an internet blocky thing. I did a bunch of test streaming since I saw you guys last, and this is about, again, I do this every couple of months. I try to check and make sure I've got it about as good as I know how to get it, and that's where we're at right now. I have some good news is that in my test streaming, I was, as I have said before, this is really for replay people, that I was able to get an actual HD quality. The last one that I put up of the video, HD video, didn't look HD at all. But I did test stream, went back, watched it, everything clean and crisp, good. So everything looked fine. So for those of you that are just joining the stream, I won't get into it. I'm not a hero, but I have the world's worst internet here, and it is really like against all odds that we're able to get this stream out. So the reason, if you are watching this, the reason I put up the HD videos is so that you can have a better experience. You can watch it on your nice TV, and it'll look pretty good. Now, if you're watching on a 4K TV, you know, there's only so much you can do with this. There's no way I could stream in 4K, but I can stream in 1080, and so, or not stream, but put up videos in 1080. All right, so I want to, so rare that we're on time, I don't want to waste it by talking too much. I want to get into tonight's class. I'll be honest with you, tonight's class is more of a local class type theme, and what I mean by that is I don't know if I would go out on the road and tour this type of class, but as I considered, one of the things that was cool about my local teaching was I had the same students every week. So I was more like a coach, or I was partly a coach, probably more, if for those people, more of a coach. And so as a coach, I would sort of think about, okay, well, what kind of classes do we need now? Like if I'm thinking about the overall performance of this person, not just the next hour and a half. And this is that type of class. This is the kind of class where it's meant to sort of connect your mind, body. Now, most of you know my philosophies pretty well, but if you don't, I really don't believe in absolutes very much at all. And so I don't think that there's a piece of advice that works for everybody in every situation. It's very true that you could tell somebody that they need to get out of their head, right? But you don't always think about you need to get out of your body, but this is just my experience. I'm a big listen to your body guy, but I've had a lot of moments where I felt down in the dumps, tired, fatigued, did not feel like moving, and I did anyway, and I felt amazing afterwards. So for me, that's an example of being two in your body, just like you can be two in your head. And so what we're going to try to do tonight is just do various hoop exercises. Some of them I hope will be appropriate. But what we're going to try to do is just do various hoop exercises to just work that bridge. And when I say bridge, I mean that in the computer sense. I mean that in the literal sense, that it's a bridge between the mind-body. Now, of course, when I say mind-body and I talk about them being two separate things, I'm not like I don't want to be accused of, being this disembodier. Because I do think that ultimately, like if you were somebody like the Buddha or somebody, that there would be mind, body would be the same word, right? But for most of us, we can be in our heads or we can be in our body. And then for a lot of us, especially those of us who maybe spent like extra time in school, or had sort of academic-y type parents, or that worked academic-y type jobs. For us, a lot of times we really were kind of like that freshman going to a $50,000 a year school, driving a $2,000 car. like we had this relationship to our bodies and minds where I never went to a $50,000 a year school, but where we had this, we thought about our minds and valued them and spent our time there in them, right? Without really thinking about the body, not really thinking about the car that's actually carrying our life and holding our life in its hands. And so I do think that flow and movement and hooping can help you get into that and to feel that connection. So that's sort of the thrust of the class tonight. So it'd be kind of 50 flow, 50 tech. And to be honest, when I say that, that really means I'm allowing myself to go wherever I want to go. Tara's in the house. We're going to start our sway now. Again, one last thing I'll say about the quality of this stream tonight is that you won't hurt my feelings if you tell me that the mic is too low or it's too high. That's the only way. I have done test streams, I've watched. That's really the only way that I know. Okay, so we're going to be playing music from my iTunes tonight. Let me get this more into class height here. We're going to be playing songs from my iTunes tonight, so you'll have to check the little music box, but there won't be a super easy way to find the tracks. You'll just have to, look for it. Super easy. Oh my God. I can't believe I just said that, because it would literally take you about 2.5 seconds to Google search. Okay. This is one of my all-time favorite ambient albums. Oops, just started over there. We've seen ICL. If you like this sort of thing, I cannot. You rarely find a super great album, but this thing is just amazing. Hey there. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Of course, it depends on how you define them. But within my definitions, one thing that the mind and body both share, that they have both in common, is that they're both fueled by my energy, my life force. And that's what they share in common. They are fueled, they eat, their energy is supplied by my energy. And if I think about it responsibly, then I can think sometimes, am I keeping a reasonable rhythmic balance between how much energy my mind is taking and how much energy my body is taking? I don't know if you've ever been stuck in some heartache and then you went out dancing, or you went running, or you did some yoga, or you got your heart rate up. You gave your energy a chance to flow into the body instead of your suffering. And when you came back to your suffering, you had an activated body. You had the experience of not dealing with that shit. Audible breath in. It's hard to find the balance. It's not easy, and it's easy to fall off of keeping the balance. But that's why we train. That's why we move. That's why Tara studies movement. Open, open, open. It's to help remind us to put energy into the body. Even when we are in the best place with our minds, there's enough energy of us to go around. I love this song so much, we're going to stay in an extended sway tonight. I'll go for about 8.5 minutes. And I hope you're lost in your sway flight, but if you're not, I invite you to explore expansion. I was teaching a workshop once, and I talked about feeling expanded and reaching and letting your head pull you upward and being big. And this woman came up to me at the end of class, and she was easily over 6 foot tall, maybe 6'2". She said, "Bax," with a big smile. She said, "Bax, thank you for letting me be big." In your hooping, you can be big. You can be bigger than your comfort box. You can be bigger than cool. You can be bigger than what you used to be. You can stand up straight. You can lean back. Open, open. Your hoop path is different than mine. Where does yours want to go? What is the study and play of hoop say? Where does it want to take you? I promise you'll stay with it longer if you go where your path wants to go. Not where you think it should go, or not where your friends want it to go. Where your hoop path wants to go. Big breaths in, big breaths out. This is a long sway. Stay with me if you can. Because what's happening right now is the mind-body bridge. You're thinking, you're interpreting, you're listening to me, and you're listening to your own thoughts. You're listening to the feelings that you have. All the while you're moving. Open. Sweet. Oh, that was awesome. I had a really great sway. When that happens. Okay, we're going to start off with another kind of mind-body connection exercise. I like to do these a lot when I'm on the road, and what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise that'll be, or some technique that'll be super simple. Because this is a Monday, you can pick any technique you want. I'm going to choose to do hand rolling because I think that's a really easy technique for me to get lost in, because I don't really worry that I'm going to drop the hoop or whatever. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll do it. I don't know. I am nervous about doing a sway class. You know, the thing is, here's the deal, Tiff, with that. It's and switch arms and currents as you want while I explain this. People have asked me for years if I would do sway recordings. And when I did Future Hero podcast, that's really what people wanted, was just sways. And I'll tell you why I struggle with it. I have tried them. They're not that good. And the reason why is that you guys aren't there. Like when I'm doing the sways, I'm moving, but I mean, I can feel Tara over there. I can feel at least 3 other people maybe swaying with me, right? Right. Yeah, all right, yeah, okay, you're right. Tara's pointing out that I'm being an idiot, that I could still do a sway class. No, she's right. No, she didn't say that. That's my word. Okay, anyway, let's get back into it. Okay. You know what? I think what really happened is that I just saw an opening to make an excuse to everybody about why I don't. What do you guys think of the colors tonight? I toned it down a little bit. It's not so blue anymore. Okay, so mind-body connection. Here's one of the ways that you know if you reach the grace stage with the movement. Will be that you get lost in the movement, and that the movement doesn't even seem like one movement. You know? It doesn't mean I'm better than anybody you've ever seen, but I can personally say that I am in grace when it comes to vertical hoop rolling. Yeah, I do some meditations on the Future Hero podcast you can check out. Actually, let's go ahead and put some music on while we're doing this. So grace can kind of be thought of as, well, it is thought of as you get enough strength that you learn how to apply grace. Sweet. So grace is the application, the correct application, the appropriate application of strength. And so you can't be weak and graceful, according to the Maidan. Now, you might be less strong than somebody. Like in your mind, you might think you're weaker than them. But in the Maidan thinking, that would be bullshit. And that the only way you got to grace was that you accumulated enough strength that you then knew how to use it.
Something is going to happen.
Oh, sweet. Aw. Okay, so getting into the exercise tonight, I'm sort of setting this up for you. Where the mind-body connection can connect for me is when I start to bring like maybe a little bit of a plan, or like some rigor, or like a direction. Like I started just now, I started to, I'll have to get in that rhythm again, but I started to sort of step. So now I'm not just like letting the hoop completely talk. I'm trying to dance with it. It's like, I want to hear what it has to say, but I want to hear what I have to say. as hoopers, we can imagine things, and so it's good to imagine that for moments the hoop is leading, and then for moments we're leading, but we're both dancing, right? You know, and if you've ever tried to learn to dance, you know that just because you're not leading doesn't mean you're not working really hard and figuring stuff out, right? So different things that I know this is an advanced class and you guys are beyond this part, but you know, I can try just passing behind me while I'm in this type of flow. So I'm letting my body move, right? And I'm trying to build the bridge by asking it to do a pretty simple task, like weaving is a simple task.
Something is going to happen.
Now we can start right now, or you can start later, or not at all. But I can start to do, you know, what we could call full engagement, meaning that just what Tara just did there, meaning that like, okay, I've got this rhythm. I'm asking my body to do things along with my mind. I'm connecting that like conscious breathing. And now what I'm gonna try to do is expand that, to grow that, so that if, you know, I was rocking, I was feeling good, I got my left hand going, now I want to get my right hand going, right? Or if you don't know your left and right, I want to get the other hand going, right? And you start to develop that bridge, right? And if you can think about it, the more connections your mind makes to your body, the sturdier that bridge is, right? You know, so like if you were to lose some function due to injury or something like that, that sturdiness of the bridge would be able to pick up somewhere else and help you, you know, in your time of recovery. And so by expanding, what I'm talking about is, you know, I mean, whether it looks good, it doesn't matter, but what I'm talking about is I'm just going to move my other hand right now, or at least be aware of it.
Something is going to happen.
Sometimes I try to roll through the numbers. Sweet. All right, hold on. I gotta. Okay, so all right. So I hope you guys are doing well. Get a little water here. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and move into the next song. And honestly, this is one of those moments where, like, what I'm personally feeling, I wish I could read the room a little bit, but I'm not bored by this at all. And so I am very much digging this mind-body connection thing and the pace that we're going. And yeah, okay. So I thought that what we would do is develop a little bit of like sort of slow neck hooping to start us off, which is going to be a little bit weird. And I'll show you what I mean by this. And it doesn't really need to be like round and round type neck hooping. Unfortunately, if you're watching this on headphones, turn them down. But this is me pulling a stall, and then this is me stopping, letting it roll around, and then stalling it again. Okay, a stall is when I'm turning with the hoop. And then if I stop, that momentum will carry the hoop around, and then I can kind of let it, depending on how flexible I am, I can kind of let it roll around. Okay, nice. Tara's doing it perfectly, so you can watch her. If I can't really do that sort of thing because I get dizzy, I can start with the really slow, right, neck roll. Now, I'll reveal, if it's not obvious, I'm an inner hippie. I'm probably an outward hippie too, but. And when I used to teach on the road, I would think of this as like, I mean, there's a throat chakra, right? I would think of this as throat chakra work, right? Like this would be like, because I was about to go and teach a workshop and expand, and so I would spend a lot of time on my neck in certain moments right before I would teach. So that's why I'm offering this up. It may mean something, it may not mean anything. Because this technique hits my microphone a lot, because this microphone fits horribly, I'm going to turn it off, so I won't be talking to you as much, but you can, I think that might be better. You can sort of watch along. But eventually what we're getting to, of course, is straight up neck hooping, and so this would be, it's your neck, it's your hoop time. Of course, you don't have to keep it at the neck. We can let it flow wherever it wants to, but we're just sort of creating for ourselves this feeling of okayness with it being on the neck. If you're the sort that doesn't get dizzy, I hope this isn't too much wind on the mic, but I love neck stalls. And you can make them really fast, you can do some really cool stuff, as long as you don't get too dizzy. This is me stalling. I'm down in the south of the hoop. And this would be if I stalled from the north of the hoop, right? Like, so see how the hoop is really close to my body here, right? Or at least close to my neck. The hoop is in day here, right? The hoop is in night when I'm doing this. I'm in the socks, I'm on a concrete floor, so it's a little easier to pull this off. And then if you do like, I know I'm talking a lot, but if you do like slow shoulders, neck hooping can really help teach you slow shoulders. Because you can just pull right back onto the shoulders, and then pop it back onto the neck, and then just bring up an arm, and it's on the shoulders again. Right? Okay, all right, probably everybody needs water, so we'll take a little water. Okay, of course, as always, if you need to take a break during a song or something, you can always, oh, the music's, my music info is not up. Sorry, y'all. All right, let me fix this really fast because I hate the idea of not giving the artist credit. Oh. Oh, okay. Maybe I just need to turn that down. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, y'all. But now we're back in business. All right. We'll go ahead and... Okay. Yeah, okay, so I think we'll go ahead and move into the core. I'm going to recommend shoulder hooping is keeping the stall in one place. And I guess you mean, you can come back with the answer to this, Carla, but I'm guessing that you mean keeping the stall in the same location, like keeping the point of contact in the same place. You could also, I guess, mean like not moving all over the floor, but I have a feeling you mean there. If you do mean there, one thing that can help sometimes is to find a point on the hoop, just like we do in balance, and lock onto it with your sight. For instance, I would, okay, yeah. So for me, like let's say I'm gonna do a night side, this is really confusing about the HoopPath language, and I won't stay here long. Even though the hoop is in my day, this is called a night side stall. And maybe I shouldn't have named it that, but I've been teaching that forever. The reason it's called a night side stall, though, is because the point of contact is on my night side. All right? So night side stalls are what most people do, and they're honestly a little bit easier. And one little trick you can do is to look across of it, because in a night side stall, I can see the other side of the hoop, and I just lock in with my vision on that. Boom. Just like I would do with a balance. And if I want to slow it up even, same thing. I'm going to try to send it back the other way, the no hands reverse there. And then I'm going to lock in on it, right? And then sometimes it helps to just teach your body how to do it. And if you're having I just need my body to learn how to stall like this, I really recommend a samurai stall. And it's very similar to that. We've done these in class before. But a samurai stall, I'm going to look square at my hand. I'm going to try to keep my hand right in front of me, right? So if I were to stop, my hand is here, it's here, it's here. So the hand is staying stable. I'm looking at it. And that would be a sustain. All right, cool. Yeah, good question. All right, so let's go ahead and, oh, good. You had luck with it. Nice. Okay, let's do some core hooping. All right, yeah, this one will be good. Okay, so this will be kind of like a similar thing to that, and this is probably more for shoulder hoopers because this is sort of the advanced class, but you don't really have to shoulder hoop. But I want to talk a little bit about shoulder hooping. And this is going to be the mind-body connection where we're going to try to add a challenge. And this is going to be challenging for Tara. It's going to be challenging. It would be challenging for me if I had never done it before. I mean, it'll still be challenging. I'll make it that way. And it could be challenging for you. But what we're going to try to do tonight is shoulder hoop and try to experience our hands as close to the edge of the water, as close to the current as we can, and maybe even above that. Okay? So I'll show you what this will look like. So as I'm shoulder hooping, if I were to stall the hoop, a day-side stall, and bring my hands up, my hands would be above, right? So imagine I'm in water right now. The hoop is the surface of that water. And so what we're talking about tonight, you don't have to come all the way up. But what I want you to do is to play with your shoulder hooping so that your hands are getting closer and closer to what we call the surface. Okay, the surface being like, you can imagine the imaginary line that the hoop would be creating if you're in water. So my hands are getting closer and closer to the surface. And then this isn't them like I'm just poking them out of the surface here. Right? And then the cool thing about stalls, and the reason I was trying to connect these, was that if you can pull off a stall, I can get my hands, see, I'm in a night side stall right now. I got my hands above the current, right? I'm in a day side stall. Now I've got my hands above the current. right? And so then I can sort of play with, this old school move of, one hand out, one arm in, one hand out. It's old school, but that move, it stuck around for so long for a reason. All right, we'll play some music. And of course, as always, you can peel off from any of these exercises. This is a Monday Night Flow. And then I know I'm talking a lot tonight, but a little bit more. Like I said, it's 50 tech, 50 flow. Nice, T. Nice. But the reason that we're learning this, yeah, I know, right? The reason that we're learning this is because you, in learning this or in playing with this, you're going to open up channels of movement or whatever, new ways of new paths of movement by keeping the arms high, especially if you've never done it before, right? Like you've got a whole world available to you that's called above the shoulder. These are what we used to call feints, like kind of a boxing term, but like would be like a sleight of hand where I'm bringing my hand up outside the current above it and then getting it out of the way, something like I kind of screwed that one up and I hit it, but I'm sort of going like I'm gonna break it, but I'm not. But that would be a move also, kind of like what we're talking about. Have trouble shoulder hooping, or if you're just getting started, you can do a lot of these same things by just keeping the hoop on the neck and just spinning with it. And if you happen to get dizzy too, then this isn't the move for you, but don't worry about that. There's loads of hoop moves. But this can actually teach you a lot to just practice these long stalls this way. Again, I'm on concrete with sock feet on, so maybe I'm a little bit faster than you guys are right now, but Tara seems to be doing pretty good. If I'm up here on the neck and I do start to bring those arms high like I was just doing, I snag that hoop right off the neck. Here, I start to raise these arms, eventually I'll pull that hoop right off. But I gotta raise them up and high. I want my hands to lead. Actually, maybe your wrists. You might want to think I want my wrists to lead, to lift the shoulders and the arms up into the air to grab the hoop. Hope you guys are still with me here and having fun. We are getting close to the end here. I love being on time. This is awesome. Let's see. I think what I'd like to do now is to, I hope this works okay, and I hope it doesn't get us shut down on Facebook if we're even still there. But what I want to do now is give the mind-body bridge, or maybe just the body, I want to give it a chance to just do its thing. And so what I'd like to do is not speak too much. This is a 7.5 minute long song. I don't think we'll do the full 7.5 minutes. But I'm telling you that because it does kind of start slow. And so what I invite you to do is to sort of feel the techniques of tonight. Like maybe you pick something to work on, or maybe you find a feeling or something like that, and let that sort of occupy the busy mind while the body, does its thing. So for those of you that are reggae fans, I love these guys, and it is super chill. And it was also it was produced in 1974, the year that I was born. So. So I would think of this as, it's not often, this is kind of a movement journey that you're about to go on for this song. And this will be the start of our free hoop, so you can, of course, move any way that you want to move.
Just shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. O thou most high God, Jah, Rastafari, Almighty God, Amen. Come together,
Hey
brothers,
Sheila,
sisters.
welcome. Thank you.
For the time is now come. Come now. When we must unite and be strong, that we can put away all the wrong in the land. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any nation. Knowing that the wicked must fall, the righteous must live. Hail to the kings of kings and the Lord of lords.
If you're just joining and you want to see the full class in HD, I will have that uploaded tomorrow. The music you can find, it's on my iTunes.
Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, run, Alpha strong. So run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand. Oh, run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand. The hotter the battle is, the sweeter the victory, the victory. The hotter the battle is, the sweeter the victory, the victory. So run away, come away from the land of the sinking
Happy
sand.
Monday, everybody. I should have said that earlier. And happy solstice. I forgot to mention that. How could I not have mentioned happy solstice?
Yeah, run away. Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, run. You gotta run away. Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, run. I'll turn into blood one of these days. So run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand.
We won't listen to the full 15 minutes of that song. That was not 15 minutes. I don't know if this song will get us kicked off, but I did a video to this song a long time ago. I'll be interested. Maybe I'll play it now. Yeah. Actually, maybe. Yeah. So we'll do a little old school hip hop here. Are you low on internet? Okay. We'll put a little old school hip hop. Hopefully, we won't get kicked off if we're even there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We really appreciate it.
Come on, jump up, freak a hustle, do what you want, but move every muscle. Ain't no time for playing around. Only one thing to do when you hear this sound. Act yourself with someone else and make sure yourself ain't by yourself. Dying to get on the dance floor, girl, what you waiting for? Yeah. Come on over and swing with me. Take your mind out your misery. Tomorrow's gonna be another day. Tonight, I'm gonna take it light. Grab the world and put it on hold. Relax my body and rest my soul. Feel the vibe surrounding me. Feel the bass come down on me. Yeah, shake your butt, but don't break your back. Tap your feet and let your fingers snap. No matter what size, shape, or color, we can jam and enjoy each other. Music's pumping, I feel something. Must be my blood and heartbeat thumping. Dispense your funds to pass through the door. You know there's room for you on the floor. You don't know if there'll be any more. So yo, what you waiting for?
Waiting the time is time.
Yeah. Some playing the wall, I wasn't with that. Not living like that. You ain't with it, let me hear you say ho. You ain't with it, let me hear you say ow. Ready to boogie, I had on my dancing shoes. Ain't in the mood to be singing no blues. So if you wanna be a little disco ducker, I came here tonight too. So good morning, good afternoon, good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Going way out when I'm aiming to please. You wanna have a good time, climb up my trees. Come on, what you waiting for? Come on, what you waiting for?
Waiting the timeless time.
Yeah, side to side, and just let it ride. Give it what you got, no need to hide. You're allowed as long as you're able. Take away the chairs and move away the tables. I'm doing my thing, working around you. Lay there screaming. We won't say much on that note now, because I'm not quite sure that you know how. But keep on dancing. Yeah, keep on dancing. Baby, I'm not clocking you, I'm just glancing. And what I see is a 5 for your 8. Don't make me wait. Yeah, waiting for the DJ to play my song. Oh Lord, I must have waited all night long. The joint was packed and it looked like a jungle. I felt at home. There goes my song, so I hit the floor and jumped on the cake. Sweat pouring from my face. Clothes was wet, but I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying. So come on, girl, come on, girl, come on. Let's get it on. Dying to get out on the floor. I waited long enough, I can't wait no more. Come on, girl, come on, girl, come on. Let's get it on. Dying to get out on the dance floor. I waited long enough, I can't wait no more. Yeah.
right, thank you guys so much. We're going to do one more song. We're not usually this on time. This is pretty good. But we'll do maybe one or two more songs and then call it a night. Thank you guys for sticking around. We really appreciate it.
Another day, another way for me to open up to you. Another day, another way. Open up. I used to worry I would wake up one day only to find nothing more to say. Now I'm in silence to the talking. Now I'm letting silence to the walking.
Oh, you're welcome, Carla. Thank you.
Searching for another day, another way for me to open up to you. Yeah, another day, another way for me to open up to you. I used to scream when I whiskey wood running all over you. But now I'm letting silence do the talking. Now I'm letting silence do the walking. Oh, searching for another day, another way for me to open up to you. Another day, another way for me to open up to you. That's why I'm searching for another day, another way for me to open up to you. Another day, another way for me to open up to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to do one more song. We'll call it a night. But really appreciate it. And let me know what you think of the set and the colors. And hopefully everything's been good tonight. I will be able to, I think, to post a high definition video from now on, just like the old days. It looks extra clean and good. So thank you guys for joining me. This will be our last song tonight. Tiff. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much.